was fish, fucked up, 20 racks, I was tripping. Never let me cigarette, I was tripping, had a money there, all lips. Big E too much, can't kiss. You should have shot at my heart when I missed. The whole time, bro, I was living with fix. Ain't shit real, pay the people, they pinch. But it's really out here, but people pinch. Don't need to wait, hurt to a criminal. DJ Cat, when I get away, I'm a real lesson, nigga, I can spin. Got my spin. It was do anything for a hit. I'm shit, hit your bitch with the shit. I'm not doing this kid. Put my feet up, trying to use me a city. I'm gonna be on my coming on me. I'm trying to pull out the level with a pin. I'm pretty nigga, I'm paying the beans. Still with a noose on the wall, that's the thing. You don't see that, man, like it's empty. And like I said, I'm popping shit like a college. Popping this shit like a scout. Popping this shit with a fan big mark. And shit, what I never be still from. Popping this shit.
All right, you guys. We got a minute to go. We just hanging out for a minute. Well, our minute is up. Hey, you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of LaQuinta's Chatterbox. I am your girl, LaQuinta.
I'm your girl, Rika. What's up, y'all?
And we have our amazing special guest,
Brooke Dior.
Brooke Dior. And Brooke Dior, can you speak up just a little bit?
I got you.
Okay. This episode of Black Table Talk is free talk. And if you would like to call in, you can call your comments or questions in to area code 501-653-9311 for tonight. Like I said, you have anything, hey, call it in and we can talk about it. Or if you have anything to share with us, call in and we can talk about it. So, Rika,
what is up?
How have your, because we hadn't seen each other in what, 2 weeks?
Yep, 2 weeks.
So tell us about, your little vacation. Now, your big vacation, because I hate when people say little. So tell us about your big vacation.
I just went to Atlanta for my son's 24th birthday. Yep. And we had fun. It was cool, easy. We ate, we hung out, we just kicked it, we did stuff, spend money. We just had fun. He moved away probably about 3 years ago. So every time I go see him, I love it because that's my baby. It's like I grew up with him. I had him at 16. So, yep, that was my first best friend. So I be feeling,
and I know that it got
attachment issues at times.
Oh yeah, because baby, when you go and see him, and then when it's time to go, that's the worst thing. You have to leave them all over again.
Right. And that's the one thing I love about Apple. That's why I don't get mad about my iPhone. Is the fact that I can FaceTime him. So even though I can't physically touch him, the fact that I can like put my eyes on him throughout the week is at ease. But yeah, that's it. And making money, girl. That's it. That's all I've been doing. I ain't going on vacation too long because I had my first son birthday on the 14th. Because my stepson birthday on the 15th. My middle son birthday on the 17th. My mama birthday on the 20th. So yeah,
you got a lot of birthdays.
I'm tapped out for the month of September.
I bet
birthdays and bills. I'm tapped out. So.
Birthdays and bills. I bet. I second the bill part. I second the bill part because baby, these bills don't stop.
Right, but life's been good. I'm up, moving around, can feel every limb in my body. I can't complain. I could, but it doesn't. You don't get money off of it, so I'm good. I can't.
Ain't gonna get a dime off complaining.
No, I'm good. Life's good. What about you?
It's been pretty good. So I knew when I got here today, you asked where I've been today.
I was gonna say it's definitely been pretty good.
Yeah, I got my little short song today. I thought let me tell y'all what I did today. So my lover, my sweetheart, my man, he works, over the road. He's a truck driver. So he came in because I've been talking all week about the truck, the food festival, food truck festival that we're supposed to have tomorrow. Girl. So I called him. I was like, baby, I want to go to the food truck festival. It's Saturday. He was like, I'm gonna be on the road. So he made it possible to come in. So of course,
he get plus right.
Girl,
That's MVP
did
right
that.
there.
MVP. Shouts out to Gary Williams, my darling.
Girl.
But anyway, he probably pissed at me right now because he could have left 6 o'clock this morning.
Because the food festival ain't till tomorrow.
Food festival. Girl, we got all the way. The guy dressed.
Well, see, I'm glad
almost there.
I'm glad they made a mistake, because then you would have to tell me, because I didn't know nothing about no food festival. So I'm
Girl, we was almost there, and just something just like go online. I was looking.
where is this supposed to be happening?
On
at?
Capitol.
Okay, good.
Tomorrow, start from 11 to 6.
I mean, my dude can go. I'm glad.
I'm on there. Hey, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in.
You got another one of them little 1-2s you got to put on tomorrow. You
Girl,
got to make it.
I'm going to put on a brown one tomorrow since I would have orange
you
for
gotta
today.
you got to make it up for them. You got to make sure you stay sexy and fine, because you done. Yeah,
I messed up. But let me say now, before we even get started with different topics or whatever, I want to talk to you about something that happened when Brooklyn was on the show, because I got a lot of feedback from that, and they wanted me to do a call in. So of course I called, I made it to where people can call in today.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope if anybody's on here, they have any comments or anything concerning the topic that was 2 weeks ago, and I will remind everybody of the topic. The topic was how do a Christian parent accept a child in the LGBT community. The LGBT community.
ABCD.
Or the ABC, or the ABC.
Yeah.
And
Erica, she made some points on she was saying that if her acceptance, she didn't want to feel like she would be attacked by,
So my only thing was how to balance my relationship with God and balance my relationship with my child. And that's basically,
because you were saying you feel like you would be,
I feel like
cursed.
I might go be against God, and it would keep me from having my blessings. And that's my aspect on being brought up in a Christian and going by the Christian values. Not saying that's true before anyone try to come out and be like, no, I'm saying by my perspective and how I was brought up. Everybody's brought up differently. So the Christian household, they go against being gay. So my only concern was, how do I balance my relationship with God and balance my relationship with my child? Because at the end of the day, my child was my concern as well too. Because I've seen so many kids that left home that were in that community, they got killed, beat up, or end up being homeless and went in a whole different zone than what they were supposed to be, on the street, in the whole state doing other things, drugs, and just a whole different level. So I never wanted to push my child out of my life, basically what I'm saying. And I also wanted to keep the approval of God. So
I don't mean to,
that was basically what that was.
So the caller that called me or inbox want to talk about, because you said that you felt like you would be, you wouldn't get your blessings if
not necessarily I wouldn't get it. I think that sometimes things that we do in life can postpone our blessings.
Okay.
So I feel like every blessing that we get is going to be given to us.
So you feel like you wouldn't get one if you accepted a gay child.
Because then it go from acceptance to entertaining, because my child will be living with me. And so when Christmas come around, if I'm buying clothes for my other kids, what I'm gonna get you boy clothes for? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna get you a dress or a purse or something like that. So
because the comment that they made was you saying that you would be cursed by God or you would be get in trouble by God if you accept. And they was like, children are a blessing. So he was a blessing from God. So how, if God gave you a blessing, God knew what Brooklyn was going to be before Brooklyn knew what Brooklyn was going to be.
That's true. But see, my perspective, I feel like God has two different paths for us. I feel like if we do what we're supposed to do, in his eyes,
that's your path. That's what I'm saying. That's your path is not
my perspective. I just feel like God got us two lives. I feel like he knows what we're gonna do. That's true. But at the same time, it's kind of tricky because God know what we gonna do. God know that person was gonna go out and probably boom someone. But at the end of the day, that's against the commandments. Thou shalt not. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Well-
my thing is, yeah, he knows that my child is a blessing. That's not what I wasn't saying. My child is a blessing. But how do I balance the relationship with God and balance the relationship with my child without stepping on neither one of their toes? Was basically what I was saying, because God sees and knows everything. Just like he knows when people go against his will, like he knows when someone's going to commit the K word. And so with that being said, thou shalt not, is in the commandments. Thou shalt not take someone else's
we can't
life.
say. Well, I'm saying
In a Christian, how I was raised up in my spirituality.
But I know if you was raised up on that saying thou shalt not, where thou shalt not.
I'm going off of what that person, how you said that person coming.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying like in general.
Okay.
I'm going off of about what their coming is like. Well, God knew that Brooklyn was going. Okay, God knows that this person is going to commit adultery or commit a killing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's how that was supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he wanted it to do. That's not a blessing in that way. So what they saying, yeah, my child is a blessing, most definitely, but that wasn't necessary. Once I got out of my way, and I want to say I think it's basically a little bit more pride of people like, oh, she had, because I was very, and I guess that's kind of how life gets you, make you sit on your tail, because I was very fond of, oh, y'all got 3 boys, you know what I'm saying? Like little bitty 5'3", I'm a little girl, you know what I'm saying, cute, fine, with 3 boys, and put some little intimidation in the dude when he come around, and then now I'm just like, okay, now I got 2 boys, and then I got a child that wants to transition to be a woman, so I guess it was more so I felt, I don't know, I guess I let society get in the way of how I wanted to feel, because I felt like I was going to be judged. My child was going to be judged. I didn't want to deal with that. But once I got out of the way of myself, me accepting my child was never the issue. It was just more so emotions hit the fan first. So I never had a problem with my child at all. It was just a lot of emotions got in the way. But my problem was, how do I balance my relationship with God and balance my relationship with my child without hurting anybody's feelings?
Okay, we're caller. That's your answer. She gave you your answer. And we're gonna move on a little bit, and we can always, jump back to that, because, like I said, this is free talk today. But I want to talk about a lot of different things, because honey, this week has been a week. I'm telling you, it's been a week. I had so much I want to talk about, and I want to say I could not wait for today.
What's up?
I couldn't wait. So the first thing I want to talk about, being a mother, because I have been a mother for 26 years. I've raised 2 boys and a girl. So I think I'm familiar with raising children. Mm-hmm. A girl, I'm familiar with being a girl mom. I'm familiar with being a boy mom. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm kind of experienced on and can talk about both, sexes when it comes to raising them. Okay. So I seen and I if you pass me this phone, I screenshotted the comment that I seen on Facebook today. And when I tell you, it made me feel some type of way. The simple fact, raising boys and being a parent. A guy, he had made a comment on Facebook. He said that a 12-year-old boy was walking down the street with all of his clothes, and he didn't know what to do. He said he was going to pick the little boy up and talk to him and see what was going on. Now, remind you, he said 12 years old. The 12-year-old boy told him that his mom put him out. So people was coming. So, of course, Facebook, everybody's, can give their comments, give their opinions, and not saying everybody's not entitled to their opinion. Okay. But you had some people saying you should call the police, the mama should go to jail, and how you love your child and you let your 12-year-old child leave and you not come looking for him, and she need, they was just bashing the mama, not knowing the situation. Like I say, I've been a boy mom, honey, and the generation now totally different from when I
But here's
raised
the
my
deal,
kids.
though. A lot of people jump into conclusions, not understanding
What their mom was
what
going through, why
that
she
mom
had to
could have
put him
been.
out.
That mom probably was not even mentally there. She could be a person that has schizophrenia, bipolarness. She could have had a mental disease and not understanding what she was doing. That boy could have put his hands on her.
Right,
That
because I was
boy
gonna
could have
say you
been.
never know what
She
that
could have been
mom went through.
handicapped, and that son was taking advantage of her. You never know, and that's why it is very important for people to start minding their own business, or at least doing the research on a situation before you take fully comment on it. Because here's the deal: it's some 5-year-olds that be whooping their mama, and if you get to the point to where you tired of getting beat up every day by your child, what do you do? Because if she put her hands on him, she can go to jail.
And you know, I'm not even gonna say, and that very well could be, like you say, mental illness. It could have been a child putting.
It could have been a whole bunch
It
of
could be
different
an
things.
umbrella of things because,
Or he
like,
probably thought he was grown.
that's my point.
Smoking
Honey,
weed
these
in her
12-year-old
house and having sex
exactly.
and doing a lot, and it's different. Like, a lot of people are tired. They have to
Right.
fight a lot of battles and stuff these days. Some people have to grow up before they were supposed to even grow up. Everybody is learning as they go. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people that are always saying, and it'd be the ones that tell you what you're supposed to do, that when they in that situation, they
They do
forget
something
all
totally
about their
different,
opinions.
right?
They
You
forget
said exactly.
all about the opinions and how they had it down to what you were supposed to do. So
because everybody don't parent the
these
same.
kids these days, I say, God, I got talked about for having 3 kids by 19.
You'll be glad you had
But
them when
I'm
you
so
did.
glad that you gave me my kids for a reason, because you know now, baby, I would never had my dogs would have been my kids, because what, these kids are different.
And that's what
they
that's
are
my point.
different.
These kids are different. You never know why that mom had to put him out.
Different, the kids different. The world allow these kids to have the same equal rights as the parent. There's no division.
And the problem is people talking about calling the police. You, like I say, this child could have been disrespectful, not doing his work, his chores, could all types of things.
He could have been in that house smoking weed or having sex, and she probably told him, the next time you do that, I'm gonna put you out.
Right,
and she had to stand on that word to let him know.
Or it's only one grown person up in here, or it's
Right.
2, me and your dad. If you want to be grown, you get your shit.
But
and
my
get
thing
out.
is, never speak on how somebody run their household, because it don't affect you, and you don't know what that person is doing in that household.
Hey,
So
Madison.
I never
because raising kids is not easy.
No, it's hard work. And I literally had my first child at 16. So I literally grew up with my child. So right now, at the age that I am now, I'm understanding a little bit more things that I could have did differently. But I didn't have no one really to guide me. I had to guide myself, because my mama, she was the goody two shoes. So she got married. She only had SEX with this person. The person she had it with, it was my dad. She got married at a young age. She didn't know nothing about no baby mama, baby daddy, no single mama, no food stamps, no struggling. Like, she couldn't tell me how I needed to go. So I basically learned by my mistakes, by falling on my face, just by watching people that at the end of the day I shouldn't even be watching, because they didn't even know where they was going. You know what I'm saying? So everybody parenting is different.
Right.
And as a parent, I know I made mistakes, but I am, one thing I'm not afraid to do when it comes to my kids is say, hey, I shouldn't have did that at that time. This is what you really need to do. This is how it really needs to go. And I'm only telling you because I messed up and I don't want you to mess up. So with that being said, parents, they get tired and sometimes they don't know. And sometimes you got to break stuff down, because you have to ask yourself, well, she put her child at 12. What age did her mama put her out? Or did she even have her mama? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it sometimes it's deeper than what the eye can really even reveal.
And, you know, my thing with raising kids is just like a marriage. There's no blueprint to it. There's no blueprint to raising kids, because every kid cannot be raised the same.
And
every marriage is not the same. What works in your household raising your kids may not work for me, because how you do things may not work for me.
And how I raised my 24-year-old might not be how I raised my 21-year-old.
Because you raised them according to the kid.
According to the kid, and each year a lot of people say, oh, they be acting different. I hope you're acting different. Every solar year, every time you turn a birthday, I
Right,
hope you're
medicine
acting
is always
different.
it's
Yeah,
always deeper
You gotta
than what the eye see.
you learn. You know what I'm saying? When you know better, you do better. So I might have did something for 3 years, but by the time B got to 15, the stuff that I allowed Ty to do at 15 or didn't understand, I understand now and do it on a different level. So each year comes a different type of maturity. Each child comes a different type of lesson. And that's why they say sometimes by the time you get to the last child from the first kid, they say the last child gets to do whatever because you be tired.
I hear that a lot.
But I don't think it's necessary they do whatever. I think it's more so a different type of communication dialogue, a different type of trust, a different type of understanding, because you start understanding kids a little bit different. Sometimes as parents, we forget what it is to be a kid because we was a kid. So we go straight to parent mode and act like we was always perfect and we always abide by the rules, and we didn't.
We did.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't, so I think a lot of times after you go through certain different levels with each child or different kids, you start understanding different ways on how to parent and what makes it easy for the parent, because the parent has to deal with so much. You have to deal with that child mentality and then your own insecurities, your own demons, your own struggles, making sure you keep a roof over their head. Then you have to go to work and deal with that person bull crap. And I don't know nobody that likes to go to work.
Right.
Because nobody likes to go to work. And I'm getting like anybody that likes to, I don't know nobody that just waits and say, who ready to just go to work. Like nobody wants to go to work, and if they do, kudos to them. Please drop down tips on how to feel like that, because I don't feel like that every morning when I wake up. I be like, I gotta go to this again and deal with.
And they think, owning your own business. Oh, you got it made. I wish I was in your. No, the hell I don't. I wish I was in your predicament at times or yours, because when you your own boss, everything fall on you. Yeah. When I tell you everything.
But I still think it's a benefit though.
It is a benefit, but
way more than working with someone.
Oh, it is, but it's way more challenging, and it's
way more challenging and it's harder. But I feel like once you tap into the resources that you know of,
but even the resources is still. Let me tell you.
I guess
because if you don't do it, it don't get done.
That's
versus true. You working for somebody, you got a check coming in. It may be times where I have to use the money that I've made to invest and put back in the company to where I worked a whole month and I brought nothing home.
But you see, what I was watching someone and I was listening to a lot of business people. And one man said, you want to know the main thing I did to become successful? He said, I put God first.
And that's the most important thing.
We all understand, and see, that goes back to my perspective. When we choose to put God first, it seems like everything in the power comes against us. And so I feel like it's to build you. And also they say within the first 4 to 5 years, you might not see no money.
The first 5, it may be the first 6 to 7.
They said after 7 years that you'll start seeing a profit. But you know what I say to that is, I still feel like it's a blessing. I started my. Well,
let me ask you this. Let's say if you worked on your own and light, water, and gas, they don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
Those utility bills, they don't stop. Mm-hmm. They don't listen to where I didn't make a profit this month or I didn't get a check. So what would you do in this situation?
Because I just started expanding, like you do a lot. You are a jack of all trades. And I wish that I still had the faith in me, because with me doing my business and working, baby, I have a plan set in stone, and I've been praying to God that I can give myself this plan. Because when I tell you, I'd rather be able to bust even than to ever work for somebody else, because you're underappreciated and you're undervalued, and it take you a whole hour just to make less than $20 these days. Or if that a whole hour, you're telling me a whole hour it's gonna take y'all to pay me $20. So it takes y'all a whole hour for me to either put a half a tank of my gas or to buy a gallon of milk and some cereal. Like, And the fact that we're making somebody else rich, and
That's
I'm
the
giving you
part.
all this time. So if something was to happen in my life and I come in a financial bind, I can't call you and say, "Hey, I can't. I'm low on such and so right now. Can you pay my utility? But I'm making you rich, but I can't even reach out to you and know who you. I don't even know who you are.
Right.
I
But
don't even know nothing about you. So in your situation, I would do a boutique on the go. Hey, ladies, tell me where y'all working at. I'm gonna pop up at y'all work. So when y'all lunch break, y'all come out and shop. Or hey, y'all, let me know what's going on because I could do some to go Yoni's things. You know, if you've been working hard, ladies, and you want to just still be in your bunny, you don't feel like getting dressed. I can come to you. I can do like a such and such with you. Like I'll just start doing different things because you the jack of all trades.
that just sounds
And I know it
amazing.
sounds amazing, and I know it's easier said than done, but that's what I would do because me now working for people and have to put my stuff on the back burner with me just having both underneath my belt, really, I'd rather bust even than I ever have to have
But
someone to tell
I'm
me
gonna tell
what
you
I
what.
can and can't do, and I'm valuable to you, and you're treating me like another
But you know
another
what I
number.
noticed with a lot of entrepreneurs and people that jump out on faith or jump in the water and quit their job. What the main thing is, like number one is to put God first. But number two is everything that you do, you have to do it for your brand. You have to invest everything into your brand. I watch people, they will work hard when they work for somebody else. They ain't gonna miss no days. They showing up early, they staying late, and they really busting their ass for the person that
Somebody
they
else, but
working
when they
for.
come to you,
But when it comes to their own company, I'm not going in today. I'm not gonna do this today. I'm not gonna do that. Because we get comfortable and we get complacent to where we feel like we don't have to do everything for our own company.
okay, so I could piggyback on that. I had those days, but it wasn't because I felt lazy. It was because some days I woke up and was scared of rejection. My procrastination wasn't necessarily just laziness. It
So
was
did
the
it
fear of
ever tell
being.
you I'm
It was
only
the
get
fear
in it
of
what I
being
put in it?
rejected.
I'm gonna
Yes,
get out of
but
it what I put in it.
it was still just also the fear of being rejected. Because here's the deal: when you go to work, you're not rejected. You know, each hour they paying you.
Right.
You ain't gonna mess up. If you messed up, that you still, unless you getting fired, you know, at the end of the day, you getting paid. So it
Right.
was the fact of waking up every morning not knowing like that's just me. I deal with anxiety, and so I'm an overthinker. I'm already thinking about how the day gonna begin before the day even begin, and sometimes I overthink about what can happen. So my procrastination came with just anxiety and being fearful of rejection or trying to overcome that day. It wasn't necessarily lazy. And by the time I got to doing my own business, I had put so much work because here's the deal: I had to be grown before I was supposed to be grown.
Right.
So by the time I did get to the point to where I can work for me, it was easy for me to relax because I wasn't afraid of being fired or I didn't have to do nothing because I worked so hard. It's like, baby, and that's why I said I had to start looking at things differently because by the time it came from me, I was so tired with working for everybody else that I
Right.
slacked on me. And that's true. You get comfortable in your business, but I think it's more so, even though it kind of sounds crazy, it's just more so a safety net. Like you're your boss. You ain't got to worry about somebody writing you up. You ain't got to worry about somebody firing you, even though you don't need to be complacent like that. But it's just more on a whole different thought. Like you ain't scared. You could be late.
Right.
You don't have to work. You don't have to call in. You don't have to worry about somebody else. So true. When you're an entrepreneur, there's more challenges what you can't overcome. That's right, Diamond. You definitely can overcome it. And it's just about basically getting out your head and getting out your way. That's basically what it is.
And
as for you though, in y'all generation, it's easier now for y'all to have your own business than what it was when we was growing up. We was taught to go to school and work for someone else.
We weren't
Y'all are
pushed
taught
to be
to just
our own boss.
basically when y'all leave out of college, out of high school, heck, some of y'all in high school doing your own stuff. When y'all leave school, you're already your own boss. So how do y'all maneuver from when an older person comes and tell you, hey, You just need to get you a job. Like, how long do you
I
think
need-
that's gonna last on you being your own boss? Like, how do y'all? Because basically, a lot of y'all have been entrepreneurs, but the times get hard to where you have to get another job. So, how do y'all young kids deal with working for someone else after you guys done already basically feel like can't nobody tell y'all nothing?
Cause y'all do got that mentality where can't nobody tell y'all nothing. Y'all think y'all right about everything.
Well, me personally, I don't look at it as far as me working for somebody. I still work for myself. Nobody tell me what to do because it's like at the end of the day, if I don't want to do it, I'm not gonna do it. But I look at the bigger picture that if I soon want to work for myself, actually like have my own actual business, I have to keep this job. So I look more as an investment. I can't invest in my business if I'm not actually punching somebody's clock and bringing in an actual income every 2 weeks until my business is making a successful income every day.
What age did you think that? Because
I would say with you, it was different because you kind of helped us instill that at a young age.
So that does make a difference watching your parents.
Yeah, so it was kind of like a young age for me. I didn't you kind of like taught me how you got to work for your own stuff. It's not going to be given to you. You like no matter like even if I can give it to you, I'm not going to just give it to you because you want.
Right.
You got to
work for
it. So it's kind of like I learned that at a young age and kind of taught me a lot because I felt like if I was just given to me, I wouldn't value it, understand it. I wouldn't like love it more or like appreciate it more or like
things that we have to work for. We treat it a whole lot better than something that was given
to them because like it was just given.
Yeah, because you have to be as a parent. I was giving them a lot because I felt like it was my fault that their father wasn't involved with them.
So you made the role of being mama and dad,
and I always
did.
I always did extra because I was like I picked their daddy, they didn't, you know. So I felt like it was my fault because I kept making it. I have 3 kids, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I made the mistake more than once. So of course it's my fault. So now I feel like I gotta do something extra, but I have to find myself that as they get older, I have to pull back because me feeling like it's my fault, I do extra for them. And I don't, when I leave here, I need you to understand how to maneuver with me and without me. I need you to know how to do what you need to do to handle your business because I can't always be around you. I can't say, now that you're an adult now, I can't go in a room and speak up for you. They're gonna be looking at you like
speak for themselves now.
Grown ass man, you got your mama talking for you, which I don't mind because no comfort them. It don't matter what age it is. But at the same time,
you're gonna always be mama bear. It's just in us.
They adults. So I had to like school back and do this and do that because I felt so guilty. I would sometimes handle things without even showing them how to do it. I'm like, oh, I got it for you. Oh, I do it.
And don't worry about it. We're actually handicapping and enabling them.
Yeah,
we do everything and not make them work for it.
But then they start under. But one thing they can't. It wasn't even necessarily what I spoke to them. Is what they saw me. So they see their mama grinding, but they hear their dad excuses and they're like,
"Some not adding.
My mama do it." So, and I
like
see
Boosie
how
say your mama had more hard than your daddy, bitch.
That part. So then once they see me in motion, it's more so, okay, I see that my dad not in motion and I see how he living and I see that my mama in motion and now I'm like, okay, I know what I need to do to make something happen. And now that they older, they understand more. They like, I don't see how you did this with and you was getting paid what?
Yeah.
And you did this. And I didn't
because they can't make it on a salary. Baby, $4.25
an hour. Offer me $11.
And you felt like you was too good for $11,
and I didn't take it. And it's like I didn't take it.
And you rather made $0.
And I did that until I got what I wanted. I did that until I got what I wanted. I was telling Mama, I want 17 is not a lot. Don't get it wrong, but it's I don't pay bills.
17 is not a lot.
It's not when you can make a lot more than
How
your
old
business.
are you?
I'm 21.
Baby, when I was 21, I think I was making $8 and I thought I was rich. I was working at Rose Care Nursing Home. I was a CNA then.
Right.
And then when I got $8.25, baby, you couldn't tell me enough.
Right.
$8.25.
And I told me that. I said, well, now that y'all grown, I said, when y'all was in high school and everything, because I ended up messing with a dude that put me in a situation, so I ended up getting a background. So through the midst of that, I couldn't get certain jobs. So I had to work $9.50, $9.75, and $10 an hour was a blessing to me.
Girl.
So I would when I told B, I'm like, well, I was having to pay the bills off of this, and B was like, I don't see how you can. I'm
And
like,
we ma- and
it
we
wasn't no
did it.
choice. You know what I'm saying?
We
So I
paid
guess
rent.
some of them days where y'all was trying to figure out what the hell, why mama got an attitude.
Cause I'm
Baby, it's
busting
because I'm busting my
ass.
tail and you got a whole attitude. I
Right.
gotta come and you had left these lights on, and I'm already trying to budget my paycheck, and
And
now
so
I
they
look
don't
at my
see that.
energy bill, and it's like,
They don't see that part.
and I got 5 other bills, but it's not adding up. Take away the one, add the one, the 0, it's not adding up. So,
And back to answer your question, I guess like to be our own boss in this generation, I guess me personally, I'd rather grind my 10 years of like my 20s and then
So you can
play
relax in your 30s.
because
my
I told him
30s,
that
my
whatever you
40s.
do in your 20s will set you up for your 30s.
That's right.
And what you do in your 30s, it seems like it's a cycle that it's hard to try to fix because you're finding yourself working in your 50s and 60s, and I'm always
It's like you running in a circle, spinning your own tail.
yeah, because I tell them that,
I said it started 7 years for the business to take off. I'm 21 now. If I start now, 7 years, I'm 26.
And yours may not even happen. May not take 7 years. You may in 2 years. Like I say, you're only going to get out of your business what you put in it. Honey, you put in 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 hours a day, baby, you're going to get something. You're going to see that because it's what you put in.
And a lot of people, they tell the struggle version on these social media because they want likes, they want sympathy.
Right.
They not telling you. They have people thinking, oh, I quit my job and I walked out on faith. Baby, you quit your job, walked out on your faith, but you cashed in your 401k too.
Right.
Stop acting like you didn't have no type of finances behind your back. Or
some people don't.
I picked up, some people don't,
but
majority of the people ain't gonna.
When they say they step out on
they're
faith,
playing Russian and roulette.
Right, they stepped out
like,
on 401k.
You're not gonna go somewhere. That's like going to a desert without no water. You might not have a lot of water to hold you through the whole process, but you're gonna go with some type of tools to make sure you straight. And a lot of people, oh, I just picked up and I moved to another state. I ain't know nobody. Baby, you playing.
Right.
You planned that. You might have picked up and might have left everything at your previous destination, but don't act like you just, oh, I just drove out of town with everything in my car. And I no, it's just social media would have people thinking like, okay, oh, if they can do it, they just picked up and they working and they just quit their jobs, and I quit my jobs with $0 in my pocket. No, you did not.
True. Okay. Well, another thing that I want to talk about that irked the crap out of me this week.
What?
When I tell you the crap, and it may not have been this week, maybe it was the last week,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna tell you, irked my last nerve. Mm-hmm. So the big thing, I don't know, because you don't be on there a whole lot, but the big thing, everybody talked about the video that leaked of Shannon Sharpe. The way he was talking during sex. And everybody act like that was so, they had to share it, they had to talk about it. Like, that's so uncommon. Like, we don't talk during sex. Now, if it's good, now be honest. And just be honest, keep it real. If it's good, baby, it's no telling what we saying in the midst of intercourse.
Baby.
Because I've said some things, and I've made some noises, and I've said some things.
Baby, I done had to tell some people, oh, right. Tell my nigga, hey, you too loud. No.
But the thing is, they act like talking during sex was so unheard of. They like, guys say,
baby, you better be saying a whole paragraph. Read me a book.
Honey, they say something. They call me daddy, and who's the all types of things. But they act like when Shannon Sharpe got to talking and moaning, and a woman was moaning, it was so unreal and uncalled of. Heard of, baby.
I just hate that he got fired off of that. I just hate that ESPN fired him off.
And that's saying accidents do happen. It happened, honey. In the midst of things coming in, like I said, I ain't seen my dude in a minute. He coming, I'm throwing that phone, the last thing I'm thinking of. And you can easily hit it or anything, because just like
or he could have been going on live already, and then something happened, and
he thought he hung it up.
either way it go, I just don't feel like that would have been something that you should have fired somebody for.
Because we all have sex and we all make noises.
Because the
If
people
you
that's
ain't making
running
no
their
noise, it
businesses-
ain't good.
right.
That's just my opinion. If you sitting there boring and quiet, ain't saying nothing, ain't talking, you finna get up off of
Okay,
me.
so just like I'm tired of everybody making a big deal about Diddy. Diddy have a whole bunch of baby
Girl,
oils. Okay.
a lot of us got baby oils. I got
that
some
man
at
was
home.
rich, so he brought a pallet of them. So
Right.
I don't
Erica,
care.
you got baby oil? Be honest.
I got baby oil, coconut oil, olive oil,
Now y'all,
any type of oil.
Cheryl, Erica, and y'all make her go viral for having oils. What you doing with them oils there?
Baby, rubbing on my body, his body, our body collide together, making sure we feel good.
Cause the body oils ain't just got to be for me and needing something. Body oil can be for some everything. You want to rub them up and make them glister and look all buff.
But my
when you
thing
ain't.
is this though, with me saying that was so what that man has so much oil in his thing.
They made a big idea.
They made a big deal about it because here's the deal. Everybody was a willing participant, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. And because I don't feel like getting into it with people, I just don't feel like.
Because you know they
I
like to
don't feel-
tussle on here. So
But I
we
don't
ain't
care.
saying-
I just don't feel like that man now for the assault. Yes.
Oh yeah, he did.
But
wrong for that.
for the incidents about people feeling like they want to mess with Diddy because they thought they was going to get put on and they thought they was going to make X amount of money. But now that they didn't get what they thought they was going to get, now they want to play victim. I'm not for that. Just
Right.
like I don't feel like R. Kelly was the only one that should have been in jail. I feel like the parents should have been in jail too, because you got several witnesses that said that the parents was in the kitchen with them cooking and they knew what was going on. And coincidentally, now when these kids turn 21 or 22, he want to stop paying y'all. So now y'all get to say, oh, he took your kids away. I just feel like everybody should take accountability in certain things. And I don't feel like as women that we get to holler we the victim when we participate in certain things.
Because
I don't think it's fair that because I chose to go and tell P. Diddy, yeah, I'll have SCX with you for $3,500, and then after the situation, he only gave me $1,500, and now I want to say that he took advantage of me. I just don't feel like
girl, he did.
He did.
If
When
you
make an
promise me one
agreement,
thing,
yeah.
if you agreed to give me one thing, don't come.
But
to
you play
shortchange
yourself
me.
already when you put yourself in that situation.
I don't give a damn. Don't shortchange.
But I'm saying I don't think you
give me
give
me.
Give you.
If you said,
but
this
I
is
don't
what
think
it-
you get to play a victim and now be like, oh, he took
I am a
advantage of
victim
me.
if he didn't pay me
did
what
this, he did that.
I'm a victim.
Not a victim to where he can go to jail.
That's
I want you going to jail if you didn't give me all my money, girl.
Oh,
want
give me one of these.
I want. And y'all,
No.
hey baby, got me in a chokehold right now. I got like 7 bags of them at home.
Mm-mm.
But baby, if Diddy don't give me all my money and he got the services that we agreed on, I want me. Give me. Oh, I'm pressing charges. I'm pressing charges. Expeditiously, I'm pressing charges because I did them services. I want all my money. I didn't shortchange you on this head, this body, this butt, whatever it was.
But
that
at the
I
same
agreed
time,
was.
Ain't no
Give me
good.
my money.
But
Okay,
at the same
How
time,
would you feel if
you
you worked
supposed
a
to go
job
to
and
jail
only
for-
pay you a little hour?
but that's fine. But at the same time,
You ain't going back to work till you get the rest of your money.
and that's true. But at the same time, you're not gonna keep working.
Not.
If he shortchanged you the first time, why would you keep going back the second
He
and the
could
third
have made a
time?
promise. It all depends on the promise.
I promise to shortchange you again.
Well, I don't know. It just all depends on the promise. You never know what it is. It all depends.
But what I'm getting at is the same way he wrong, the same way you wrong by law by using your body as the collateral. You see what I'm saying?
It's not that it was collateral.
It's prostitution.
Nah, hold
I feel
on.
like it's a favor. I feel like you want something.
Favor
I
for
like
favor.
money. Sometimes I feel like when women use I feel like they're not into the men, but they into some money sometimes, so they get what they want.
Okay, with your dude. But once you
Ain't
start
got the-
setting it up as the prior situation, the agreement. Oh yeah, I'm finna go on Thursday at 7. I gotta go such and such because he giving me 2,000, and then on Friday I gotta meet up with such and such because he gonna give me 3. Baby, that's a job.
That parent,
You're
it's a job.
you're definitely prosecuting.
If
You know, it's not
you
it's not
short
you
change,
living, it's not you laying up with your dude and you know, okay,
I think it's a form of
right,
art.
Sloan. They did get the last payment, and everybody want their last payment. Don't call me into work and have me working all day. Tell me to go home at the end of the day.
I just don't
pay
feel
me.
like he should be on trial for that. I feel like if anything, it would be for the assault. But y'all want to talk about this man having a billion baby? Well, so what? Johnson probably was happy.
And how we know it was Johnson & Johnson? Because it could have been some, you know.
But so what? So what? That's that man privacy.
It is.
Y'all said something. So we got rights and privacy. It's his privacy if he want to do this.
So, okay, we just talked about assault. Okay, well, let me ask you this because I asked a friend, and I want to get both of y'all what y'all think. I asked a friend last week because we was talking about abuse, how men abuse women because I'm gonna say this. A friend of mine, I know it's a guy, and no, go ahead, help yourself, baby. He's abusive. I know he's abusive. We grew up together. And he just happened to be an abusive man. I hate that in him.
Yeah.
We used to do business together. I stopped doing business with him, not because he wasn't a good businessman. I stopped doing business with him because of his morals and values. Like when I say he beat a woman. I'm a woman. I'm not going to stand for it. So like now he's dating somebody else that I know. I'm not going to even say names. And I want so passionately to tell her to run fast.
She already know now.
But no, because when I did that last time, he was dating somebody that I knew, and I told them that he's a woman beater. He will beat you. He may put you in the hospital.
Homegirl, run fast. She already know who you talking to without you saying that. Because here's the deal. We see them, if that person is like that, they've already made that woman feel a certain type of way without even knowing they made her feel that way. And as your friend, with you saying that, you probably got a connection with one of your friends to where she's talking about me because I done seen
where she
I done did that. So without you even saying your friend name and who the dude is,
I think she knows.
Baby girl, run. Your friend said run. Your friend has prior knowledge to this. Your friend just doesn't want to get in the middle of it. Just run. So with that being said, when they watch this, they know who you talking to because you got a certain type of connection with your friends. And that man, if he's like that, he done show whether it's something like he's just really very, very controlling, or he probably did something like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Or you just something to where raise your voice on a certain tune to where a woman know.
Let me ask you this, because another friend I was talking to them about, the abuse, whatever, and she was like, men abuse women for control because they want to control the woman. That's her take on it. Now, this is my take, and not saying that I'm right.
Because I'm going to piggyback on to why you say you dismissed him on his
This is my opinion that I think men abuse women because they want to be a woman. I think men abuse because there's no way you can love a woman and you beat them. There's no way you can love your mama, you love your sister, but you beat another woman.
I feel like my take on it is men mimic off of what they went through.
Not
so
necessarily.
If you abuse your mama, if you abuse a woman, I feel that's just me. I feel like you have mama issues. Your mama didn't show you love. Your mama hurt you, and then from
you think that's the only reason that a man
I feel like one, it's because your mama didn't love you correctly. Two, you seen your dad beat your mama, and your mama still stayed and made it seem like okay. At the end of the day, it falls back on your mom because even though your dad beat your mom still stayed there, and you thought it was okay, and she made it okay.
So let me ask you,
told you it was okay.
So if a child grew up in a loving household, both parents. No abuse, but he chose to be abusive because I've seen that, and that's why
I feel like it was something that just didn't come out because
or he may just hate women.
I feel like a mother knows their child, and they probably did this and did that. We as mothers, we keep a lot of stuff secret.
See, you bringing everything back on
both of y'all. I feel like
that's just how I feel. I feel like if a man abuses abuses a woman, I feel like it fall back on he has a certain type of hatred for a
For a
woman,
woman.
and it starts with his mother.
Not necessarily, because
No.
he can love his mama, and he can be so mad at a woman because I want to be you so bad. I hate to see you being a woman, and I can't be a woman simply because I have to be a man.
But I feel
for
like that's not
society.
no right or wrong answer to it.
And it's not.
I feel like you right. I feel like I could be right.
Yeah.
I feel like a man could be so envious of a woman to where he put his hands on because he want to be her, and he has so much anger in it.
Because
I
there's
also
no way
feel
you love your mama
I
and your
also
sister. And
feel
you being
like
on a
a
woman.
man treats a woman a certain type of way because of based off the love that his mama did not show him. I also feel
Some
like
do
a
have
man.
mommy issues.
I also feel like a man puts his hand on a woman based off how his dad, how he was raised in a household with his dad, or how his dad taught him. Oh, son, you know, you gotta straighten these women out. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, some of these songs they say it's okay. It's so I thought what Kevin Gates said, I thought it was okay for me to be my. You know, you got some people that are raised up like it's okay for you to put your hands on your woman. That's your woman. That's yours. Your wife. That's yours.
So
if she get
your
out of
woman
line,
is your
you
property, and you can do
some
whatever.
people were raised up like that. You got some people from back in the day. The man feel like your wife is your property and raise their sons up to believe that. You got some old fashioned young dudes that are old fashioned mentally that still go by their back in the day methods. Everybody not on this millennium Zen X whatever type of mode. You got some people that was just raised up a certain type of way. Their daddies raised them up like it's okay for you to put your hand on your girl, your wife, because that's your wife. That's you. And can't nobody tell you what you can do to your wife.
You this. Do you believe because you marry somebody, you though that's your property, like you own that, that's like you own.
No, I'm saying if we based off what you're saying as into why men certain men are raised up in their household, boy, it's okay for you to put your hand on your because they had to make an excuse to their child while they was hurting their mama. They had to brainwash their son why it was okay for them to put their hands on their mama. Because when you looking at someone hurting your mama, you already on defense mode. You don't like that. But you have some men that had to make that okay in their household. And in order for them to make it okay in their household, they were telling their sons, like, it's okay. Like, that's your woman. When you get a wife, son, that's your wife. Can nobody tell you what you can do to your wife? If she get out of line, you put your hands on her. You get her in together. I done heard some old school say that.
You could be right, but I'm so strongly on men beat women because they want to be a woman. You want to be a woman so bad, you suppressing that. You got to hide this. You got to show your masculinity in beating women because you can't show that you actually soft and you really want to borrow your wife or your girlfriend dress. You want to play makeup with her. And that's just what I think. That's why you beating on her. Because you can't beat her. You see her doing things that you want to do. So if you can't do it, what you gonna do? You're gonna hate her. You're gonna dislike her.
I'm not saying that your reason is not accurate because that could be
like
very
Diddy.
much true.
I think Diddy beat that woman because he was mad. Girl, you getting too much on D. I want to get some of that D too.
I think Diddy.
I'm just saying.
No, I think Diddy beat that woman based off of controlling, based off of he know that he did so wrong. I think Diddy has a paranoia thing. So when you leave without him knowing, he don't know what's going on. I think Diddy done did so much in his past and it's in certain things around certain people that now he's paranoid. When you're not around him, when he don't know what you got going on. That I feel like it's a lot of different things. I feel like that man he just got power struck. I feel like that man wants to, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people say he's saucy, but I feel like it's a whole I think that man has a whole bunch of demons he fighting. And you add that together, ain't no telling what come out.
Okay. Well, it could be right or not. So to jump off of Diddy and abusive men, let me ask you this. What do you call controlling? Like if you're in a relationship, when is things called control or is it love?
When you don't allow a person to have their own thoughts and opinion about stuff. When they have to go your way and not their way. When you don't come to them and you discuss on what you feel like is best for the whole relationship with you guys, but what's best for what you feel like is best. I feel like controlling comes from when a person has to do what you say, how you say it, when you say it. If I say I don't want to work, no, you're gonna work here and you're gonna work these times, and that's what I say is gonna do. No, I don't think it's best that you go and do this. I think it's best that you do it like this. And no, we don't have time for you to have your own business right now. You need to do this, you need to do that. When you are not able to be who you are within yourself, when someone tells you how and when you can feel, how and what you can and can't do, that's controlling to me.
So like, give me like for instance, talking on the phone, maybe, telling them, I want you to call me every morning. I want you to call me every night. If you don't call me in the morning, you don't call me at night. It's a problem. Is that control? You think
that could be insecurities? It just depends on how you take. It could be controlling, but at the same time, if that's what you
what's
choose,
the difference in insecurities and control?
Because the reason why that person wants you to call them every morning, every night is because maybe in that past relationship when they were cool with us just talking this type of day, they found out that in the midst of when they wasn't around, a person was doing something.
Or it could be I love you and I want to see you every morning.
So now,
and I want to see you before you lay down.
In my new relationship now, I want you to call me in the morning times and in the evening times, because that kind of makes me feel a little bit better, because now I know, okay, he ain't doing nothing, she not doing nothing, or yeah, I do want to see them, or I want to try something different. Maybe I didn't communicate that much in my last relationship, so the girl left me and said I was doing this and doing that. I don't necessarily mean it's controlling, but at the same time, to each his own. What I feel like is not controlling in my relationship, you might feel like it is controlling. What I feel like this is what you should do in a relationship, you might feel like, oh no, that's just too much. My dude can't tell me that. So I feel like everybody has their own aspects of what's controlling a relationship and what's not controlling. Because what I say might be controlling, you might be like, no, babe, you gotta be submissive, or no, that's what you need to do. And what I might feel like, oh,
so let me ask you this: should you be submissive to a boyfriend?
Here's the deal: if you feel like that man is who you want to marry, and that's why I don't have no problem with telling a woman, if you feel like that man is who you want to marry because that's what you want to deal with, if you want to be submissive to that man, you be submissive to him, whether he your husband or not. You do what's best for you.
What I'm asking, I feel do you think a woman should be submissive to a man if she's not married?
I feel like all these is titles. All them is titles.
I feel like you should. I feel like,
so if you feel like it's really to a man before you marry, what do he have to look forward to in marriage? And I think that's the thing. That's why a lot of women are married today.
Because
they give boyfriends, husbands privileges. They give girlfriend, wife privileges.
But it's to each his own though. That's the problem.
If he's nobody, he'll keep it.
Nobody wants to.
He'll keep what?
He'll keep her if he's smart. I feel like if he's smart enough to see that she's already given herself as a wife, he'll keep it, because it's just like she's already showing me that once I get older, I'm set. Like,
okay, then why not marry her then? If you feel like
he's not ready, man's mature level is not ready. Sometimes like it's still temptations out there, so he might not feel like he wants to marry her. But he might not feel like it's not her. He just himself. He's just not ready.
I feel like it's okay. So why give him those privileges?
Because here's the deal. Relationships is basically all a bid at the beginning.
It's all
a bid. A gamble. And if you don't handle your business and come in strong, the next girl will handle her business and come in strong. And if you want that man, and you feel like you getting a whiff of what that man is capable of, and you wanna get out with that man, baby, secure him. And then by all means, wait just a minute.
You said secure him. It's not your job to secure him. It's his job to secure you.
It's both jobs. No, everybody.
In the back, you just said it's just like when you talk about the Bible. Y'all go one way and want to follow the Bible, but you don't follow the Bible.
When we get married,
it says a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
But you still have your duty as a woman, though.
You don't have duty as a woman.
But nobody wants to marry a woman without knowing what she's capable of.
So you trying to tell me you gonna? So how long do you do that? How long?
It's different. That's
But
everybody.
with
Everybody.
exactly. So
I say
when you
5
So you
years.
think?
when
So
you come to that
think-
level, you could come and say, look, okay, check this out.
So you
Me and
trying
you
to tell
date-
me
me and
you
you-
don't know
me and
if
you-
I'm
me
white
and you-
material within a year.
But
within
listen,
2
me and you
years?
are, but that comes from, that's a different level of a grown woman knowing what she want and where she want to go, and from a woman just want to play around. Because if I'm a grown woman and I see that you're giving me what I want, I come to you and I say, look, I'm not gonna play this game with you too long. After a certain amount of time, if we're not on this level that I want us to be on this level, I'm gonna have to leave. So in the midst of that, I can still do my wifely duties. I can do what I'm
How
supposed
are
to
you
do.
doing wifely duties and you're not a wife?
Because you have to. That's just
You have to say it. So
You have to.
Why do you have to do wifely
Because
duties?
it's
and
a
you not a
thousand
wife.
other
You would
women.
never.
That's-
That's the problem. You worrying about another woman.
You got
you
to
were-
when you at the beginning.
No, you do not, man. Because let me tell you something. If that man really love you and really care about you, another woman
You
is
have
one
to
thing you should
stand
never
out though.
worry about.
That's just like if you're going to apply for a position. They got one position and 30 candidates.
That's
How are you?
Why is it 30 candidates? If he see me,
I'm
it
just-
shouldn't be no other candidate. I'm it.
When you're dating, you are free to see whomever
So-
and whenever.
I feel like people
That-
get
so-
comfortable with.
Oh, you dating?
with-
What's
with
this?
he
Dating and marriage. It's two. It's either
But
dating
you
or
saying
marriage.
when you before
So
you
you're
get
dating.
married.
You're dating.
Before you get married, I'm
Okay,
in a relationship.
You're
now.
you're still dating. You're in a relationship.
No,
so what's the
dating is
difference in
when
dating and a
dating is
relationship?
when we're not committed.
You just going
You
out.
you can see who you want to see, and I can see who you want to see. We're in a committed relationship now. That means that we are committed to one another.
Okay, I
To
get
where
that.
we are moving to being a wife. However, when we were dating, you have different candidates. You have to make yourself stick out more from this candidate to that candidate. Because if I have 5 lollipops and they all taste like green and they all taste like apple and they all look purple, why would I pick the third one and not the first one? You got to do a little bit of something. You don't necessarily have to give him a whole wife material, but you have to do a little bit
You
of
gotta show
something.
advertisement.
But you
Like
gotta give. You
But
gotta show a
I
little
see
bit.
a lot of
different.
women do more than just showing. When you doing everything as a wife, you don't give that man nothing to look forward to. They're just like,
But like
that's
B
just
said,
a
but if
woman.
they are
Immature
smart
man.
though,
That's an immature man.
exactly. If they are smart though, they will still keep you because they understand
keep you
that
or
if-
marry you.
they will marry you.
I
They
feel like
will,
just because
but me and you feel like at this time we need to be married.
yeah.
There's
Because
some
in
women-
my big
but
case,
but
baby, you
it's
need
some
to know
women
what
out
you
here
want.
that don't want to get married.
That's the women that don't want to get married. That's not trying to be a wife.
Or it's some
But
women
the
out here
ones
that
that are
don't care
trying to
about
be
the
a
piece
wife.
of paper and they rather just, you know what, me and him been together for 12 years.
so when he
and
died,
I-
you know what you're
What's
gonna
so
be.
big
You're gonna
about
be
the piece of
special
paper and the
friends.
ring? Like, why does it?
But-
why?
but
Let me
that's-
tell you the
But
difference.
that's not necessarily because you can
You
y'all
ain't
can have all this documentation. You could be his beneficial. You can
he
can
still go cheat
you
on
can do this and you
still
can do
all
that. It doesn't matter if you married or not. If a man loves you, he's going to set you up for success. You have some people that don't feel like getting married. They don't want to get married, but they still act like they married. You got some people
But
that
I'm
just
talking
want
about
to get married.
I'm talking about the people, the women that do want to get married, they do all these things for a man, like they're married. That man ain't gonna never marry you. You know why he ain't gonna never marry you? For what? Why
But that's
would I
not
buy the
true.
cow
You
if
gotta
I'm
say-
getting
Because
the
I
milk?
know some dudes
If I'm
that
getting all the milk, I ain't got the buy the cow.
but I know some dudes that's why you have to choose when you're doing stuff like that. You choose all of what you give him. You choose how proportionate at. You choose.
Advertise.
Okay, yeah, I might do certain things as a wife level, but I'm also gonna do certain things as a girlfriend level. But I'm gonna show you what I'm capable of as a wife, so that way you know that what you gonna lose. You have to do certain things as a wife in order to make that man be like.
That's
'cause
as
here's
a
the deal.
wife. You speaking as
No,
a wife.
you have to do certain things as a wife when you are a girlfriend to make that man want to wife you. Because here's the deal: we as women, we get so entitled and we feel like, oh, because I'm the woman, and oh, because he with me, you ain't gotta work for that. But when then at the same time, we want the man to work for that. We want him to do A through Z in order to show us to be with him. But when it comes to us, oh, we just be cute and we just sit by her. No, you got to show that man a little bit of what you want him to commit to. Because I'm not going
that showing him, but I'm saying
in
the
the
women,
midst of you
when
showing
you
him,
give
you
him
do
everything,
you ain't got to give him every wife material, but you give him something so he'll understand what he getting into as a wife. Because I want you to show me a little bit of your husband material.
And so
I
you
got
know,
a
and
question.
then
Do y'all believe in going 50-50 when y'all boyfriend and
there's
girlfriends?
boyfriend and girlfriend 50-50. It all depends.
So why do you feel like, okay, if y'all just boyfriend and girlfriend, why you feel like since he's your, what do you mean by it all depends?
If we're going 50-50, you ain't the head of shit. We both the head. And in a household, the man is supposed to be the head. And if he's the head, he leads. And if you're gonna lead, you're gonna lead. Why am I going? If I'm going 50-50, you're gonna go 50-50 on. I wash this week, you wash it next week. I pay this, you're gonna pay that. I 50-50 is 50 all the way. Then we roommates. If you're going 50-50, you a roommate. In my household, it ain't no 50-50 because my man is the head. He is the leader, and my man he leads the household, and he's gonna tell me it. Like I say, he's leading.
See,
and
that's how man you think, but you got some women, they man can't afford to do all that.
But they still want to be with
and
him.
they still want to be with him.
If you can't, let me tell you,
but you still, my
you
thing
can't
on that
afford
is you got to do.
Don't get a woman.
But that's not true though,
It
because
is
some people
true.
don't. Some people are not set up like this.
So
Some
let me
people
tell you
don't mind
something.
going 50-50 with their husbands or their girlfriend. It's
If
just
it's
about
how do you go 50-50 and he's the head, he's the leader?
Because
there's no 50-50 in a marriage.
Because just because listen,
if you
just
give
because he
50,
go 50, just because they go 50-50,
it's
financially.
But just because they go 50-50 financially does not mean he's not leading in other areas. So just because you can't afford, because you done did something,
but you can't go 50-50, and that's just my.
You might have did something in your past to where my job pay a little bit more than your job, or you might have did something to where I decided we came from different backgrounds, so I was able to go to college and get a bachelor's degree. You wasn't able to go to college. And that means to where, okay, and if we get an understanding, we can go 50-50 financially. But just because a man goes 50-50 financially does not mean he's not leading in other areas.
Like he can be,
he can be leaving in other areas other than to where that woman is like, I don't care about going 50-50 with my man, because when I get home, he makes me secure. He pays attention to me. We're building stuff on there. He's a good father. We might go half on the bills, but when it comes to his love, when it comes to making me feel a way I've never felt before, when it comes to him respecting me, when it comes to him showing me different things mentally, spiritually, he leads me on that.
See, I a lot of people, I don't believe in 50-50. I believe I give 100, he give 100. We giving 100, but he's here and I'm here. We're not
like 50-50 financially when it comes to the household. Not saying like I can't 50-50 on a love level. I'm just saying like 50-50 financially. Just because people do 50-50 together does not mean financially, doesn't mean that the man is not leading in that household. My opinion, I feel like the man could be leading in other areas.
Can a man lead and not work, and a woman work and he not work? Can he still be the leader?
Yes, because I don't feel like that he,
don't think he's not the leader, Erica. He's not the leader.
Y'all don't.
What? I mean, is he not bringing any?
He's not. You bringing in income. He keeping house.
You got some people that like that.
So okay, but
would you want your man
that's the leader?
And you know why some people make him a leader? Because they still see him as the man. But like a lot of people just automatically classify a man as a leader.
A man is a leader if you're working and he's taking care of the house.
Yeah,
he's a house husband and you work.
Because some women
can he still be the leader?
Yeah, that's what I like.
Some women don't actually want to be there, want to just stay at home and just cook.
Because at the same time, while we're classifying that man as a housewife, then you're classifying this woman as something too. So that means she's not doing what they say that the standard woman's supposed to be doing. You got to look at all aspects. He's sitting at home and not providing is not what they say that the man is supposed to do. But her going out in the street and working and not taking care of the house is not saying it's not what the woman's supposed to be doing it. It's so they say as well. So I feel like whatever you feel like is best for your relationship and however you want to say that your man is leading, then you do that. That just suits you. Me, I done dealt with a man that's not working. I'm dealing with a man that is working. I like it. I
So let me
understand
ask you.
the benefits.
Let me
that
ask you
can't-
this. Let me ask you this.
Mhm.
The man that's not working.
Mhm.
Can you still? I'm not talking about anybody else. You, a man that's not working, you
Mhm.
work. Can you still be submissive?
I
Can
think
you still allow him to lead and be submissive?
I
and
think
you're
submissive
working?
comes to how the man makes a woman feel in the inside. I feel like it you can be submissive to a man if he makes it easy for you to love him. If he makes you love him, if he makes you feel a certain type of way. Submissive comes from how a woman feels a certain type of way when it comes to a man. How he makes her feel. You don't mind being submissive to him.
So
you
you
don't
believe
mind doing it.
when
I
a man
believe
makes
that
a woman feel whole, then she have no problem being submissive.
That's
'cause
how I feel.
she's feeling whole. Well, I believe that too. If I'm feeling whole, if you're actually making me feel like I need to be feel, I have no problem with being submissive, giving you those wifely privileges and making you feel like a king. But if you're making me feel empty in the inside, if you're making me feel worthless, if I'm
That's
not
a totally
feeling,
different story. Yeah.
so
then
why should I make you feel like a king or put you on this
But then you gotta
pedestal?
ask that person why they continue to stay with someone that makes them feel like that. So you
self-love.
exactly.
So they come from if you stay.
So
you don't-
if I'm giving someone wifely duties, but they're taking from me, I'm making their cup full and they're
and
making mine
your
empty.
cup.
Then the problem is not that I'm filling their cup up. The problem is that I'm allowing this person to make me so empty that I feel like it's okay. So now it's a whole different situation that we have. The problem is not you giving them wifely duties and you're a girlfriend. The problem is that you're not loving yourself enough to know what you really deserve. Because like I said,
so do you think a lot of women stay in relationships that's not healthy for them because of self-love? They don't love themselves.
I feel like people stay in my bad. I feel like people stay in relationships of fear of being alone. Everybody's told you're not supposed to be alone. You're not supposed to be alone. But I feel like people don't take time to actually get to know themselves and heal so they can set a standards for what they like and see the red flags in the beginning and standing strong and firm on not seeing the red, standing on the red and leaving. But so I feel like people just stay with people because like I say, they don't want to be alone. They want to be with people.
I feel
like, do you believe you can be in relationships and fall out of love and you stay with that person? Because
I feel like a lot of people do it.
So I feel like parents you can't afford to leave.
I feel like back in the day, your grandmas, your mama
because they couldn't afford to leave.
It wasn't that they couldn't afford to leave. It was because them old women back in the day, baby, you done married me and you got this house full of kids, you gonna stay here till these kids graduate.
And some people believe
and you
once I get married, I stay married.
And you gonna help me with these kids. It's some women back in the day. Yeah, I know Charlie out there doing whatever, but at the end of the day, he done got me with these kids and he married me and we not divorced until these kids get older. I feel like different people stay with people for different reasons. I feel like maybe it might be financially. I feel like maybe it's just that it's too old for you. Feel like you too old for you to start over. I feel like that person is just it's a little bit more familiar with your insecurities and now you don't want to share yourself with someone else.
And sometimes you can be with a person for a long period of time and y'all just grow apart and you fall out of love. And sometimes you can fall out of love and still end up staying together for whatever reason.
And you can fall back
in love.
You can fall back in love.
I've seen people fall out of love and go and
people change.
Yeah,
and you're changing at two different seasons in your life.
And people growing
and they grow in different ways.
And take breaks.
Sometimes I don't.
I don't believe in
breaks.
I do.
I don't believe. How do you take a break in a relationship?
Yeah.
How do you take
a break from your job? Don't you take a break from your business? Don't you?
But how do you take a break from your relationship?
I feel like y'all need time apart from each other.
Where you going? You go in the living room and I go in the bedroom.
Like you actually,
or you go out for a couple of hours.
If you take a break from me, baby, we are broken up.
That's right. Ain't no.
And then now you're gonna be mad because
when people say break, y'all think of like going screwing somebody else. I'm not saying go screw somebody else.
That's what they're thinking.
That's back in the day.
Why take a break? If you love me, why?
You can get tired of being.
But here's the deal. This is how you know. This is how you. Right. And this is how. And this is why people don't. That's why people want real love, but everybody wants real love, but they don't give real love. because
Right.
when you have real love, it's unconditionally, and that means
But
I
she get
love you
tired of it.
unconditionally. It doesn't matter. I love you when you still get on my nerves. That means I have to find a way to work with you, whether I like you right now or I don't like you right now.
So do you think women complain and bitch and fuss because is it because they love you and they just want to be with you and want you to know that you making them feel a certain way and you want them to get better, or do you think they bitch and complaining because they don't want to be with you, they don't like that person?
I think it just depends on how long she was complaining. Because when it comes to women, if once we complain for so long, now we are setting ourselves up to emotionally leave before we actually physically leave. So if I've been complaining to you for about 4 or 5 months, I'm telling you to pay me attention. But if I've been complaining to you about a year or 2 years, baby,
I've
just know
emotionally left.
I don't like you right now. I'm trying to figure out a way how to balance it because I still love you, but I don't like you right now because you have been dismissive to my feelings. So it just depends on how long that person has been complaining. But I feel like women, we are so entitled at times to where we complain about every freaking thing and we dismissive to
because
when a
we
man
are
complains.
vulnerable, we are women,
But men are
we,
vulnerable too.
they are, but
I don't feel like it's complaining. I feel like y'all just voice y'all
we
opinion.
voice our opinions, not complain.
But why when a man voice their opinion, it's the problem?
Because they supposed to be so strong. Y'all look
Say
at
it
them supposed to
again.
be so
There's
strong.
a thing. That's why you
who said that?
Some women,
because
that's how
that's
they
why
supposed
you
to
a
be.
man. That's why you
Who
got.
said, but who said
That's
men
why
are
you
supposed
got
to be strong?
testosterone
But
and I
okay,
got estrogen.
But then God make him a heart.
He is a
But
heart.
okay, did my
He still
God
has
give
to
him
be
feelings?
stronger than a woman. A man's
Since
supposed to be.
when?
So let me tell you. So you want an old sensitive, crying, whining man? Be honest.
This is what I want. A man. This is why I feel like this. I feel like
Emotionally.
a woman is the foundation and a man is the glue. And the reason why I say he's the glue is because when he bring his little in, the house stay together. But the woman, we are the foundation. We do everything. I feel like we are stronger than a lot of things. I feel like the man is stronger financially. But when it comes to emotionally, when have you heard a man saying, man, my girl cheated on me 4 times and I stayed with her? When
It's
have
a
you
lot.
heard? When
Nobody
Okay.
talk about it because he's
When have
supposed
you-
to be so strong. But
Right.
it's a lot
It's
of
a
men.
lot of
But I'm
men
just
that
saying though,
stay.
when 9 times out of 10, the man is not gonna put up what they give us.
Oh no, they can't because they can't take
Because
the
they're
hurt that
not
they
emotional strong enough. And they were being taught so much that if you share your feelings that you saw, but I want my man to communicate
Give.
with
Right.
me.
I
And I
want
want
to
him
see
to share
cry.
his feelings with me.
Girl, I
and if
want
he
to
gotta
cry
cry,
and
he gotta
everything.
cry. But when it's time to be strong, you better
But-
you better toughen up.
But see, this
But
is
when
the
it's
thing.
time for you
I
to
don't
be
want my man acting because me, I'm a whiner. I'm a sport. I don't need that with no man. I don't need my man being just
But
as
him,
fucking
I
sensitive
don't-
as me.
But I don't feel like, and that's the problem. We as women, when a man tell us how he feels, we call him sensitive, or we say he whining when he has the same amount of rights to feel how he feels, just like we feel how we feel. He needs to be neutral too, because here's the deal: they came out of a whole woman, and they was babies so much that at the end of the day, I don't understand
So
why
you
people.
still want to baby your man?
I feel like women do baby their man in some type of way, in fashion.
Because
I feel like we baby
Of
our man in
course.
some type of way in fashion. We might not baby them like we did our kids, but at the end of the day, it's a complete cycle. And at the end of the day, I feel like a man cannot go off without having that type of femininity or that feminine energy from a woman, that babiness, that lovingness. I feel like they have to do this.
Yeah, I feel like men do need that, but I don't need a man being feminine.
Yeah, that's a different
No.
story. Being feminine and touching his emotion is two different
yeah,
sides.
two
I'm
different
feminine.
things. Right.
A man that's in tune with his emotion, that means he can cry, he understands you.
That
Right.
doesn't mean
And
that
that's
he's
different.
feminine. If he wanted to, babe, why you ain't? If all week he complained about me doing something, I don't think that's whining. I just think that he's being in tune.
Well, he's voicing his opinion. I don't think that's whining.
Yeah.
If he's
But
doing
a lot of
like,
but a
like
lot of
doing
women
like this and
take
like
their
moving
man. A
adjustments.
lot of women take their man from voicing their opinion as complaining and whining. You know, they be like, "Why you all bitchy? Are you acting you bitching and all this type of stuff?" When we are double standard. We say we want our man to come to us and tell us this, but and then when he do, we say he bitchy. But then turn around when he don't and go get someone else to handle what he couldn't we didn't make it safe enough for him to come and tell us. Now it's a problem. Sometimes men are damned if they do and damned if they don't. And we don't make it a safe haven because we feel as women as our feelings and how we feel and what we say is right. And since you're a man, you got to deal with it and you strong and you need to take it, when our reality, that's not fair.
Well, that's just like or men arguing with women. I don't think a man should sit and argue with a woman.
No.
Because
I don't think a man should make posts and say, y'all look at Megan Thee Stallion face, or y'all look at Glorilla body, and look at that. Like, why do you think it's cool for you to make? And I have unfollowed some men.
Well, that's their opinion. So a man can't have an opinion.
He can have an opinion. If we're having a
But he should go
conversation,
being
if we're
sassy
having
about it. Let's get a little sassy.
if we're having a conversation and he say, "Hey, I don't like Megan body." Oh, okay, yeah. But if you're making a whole clout and post and just gonna say
That's a little sassy.
Megan Thee Stallion body is so messed up, y'all. Like, I don't
being a little too
Sissy.
casty,
That's a
too.
little sissy.
I don't
sissy.
feel like as a man you should criticize a woman's body. I don't feel like that, even though it's kind of double standard because a woman be like, y'all look at such and such, but I just don't feel
So
like
when you see me, because I watch men get on Facebook or just not on Facebook, just the hell in person, will sit and argue with a woman and go tit for tat. I just think men shouldn't argue with women, even in relationships. I don't think a man should sit and argue with his woman because a man is in his masculinity standpoint and a woman is in her feminine. I'm the man. I'm not gonna sit and argue with my woman. If I was a man, why am I? If I was a man, but I'm not a man. But if I was me, I'm gonna listen to her and however she feel, that's her feeling. But if I'm the man, then I
Even if
and
she
I
wrong,
think,
you
but
gotta
I
tell her
feel
she
like
wrong.
I feel like make my
I feel like
stance as
it's
a
easy.
man. I'm a
See,
man.
and that's how
I'm not gonna sit and argue
that's
with a
how the
woman. A man
conflict
should
is.
argue with me.
I feel like that's a conflict because we feel like a man should argue with us because we're a woman, that's how we feel. But a man probably feels like a woman should argue with him. I'm the man. You don't argue with me. Why are you arguing? Why if I'm the man and I'm a head, why it can't go the way I say it can go? So I feel like that's what the conflict is, because as a woman, we're like, a man should not argue with a woman. Like, you shouldn't argue with her. You should do this and should do that. But then a man feels like a woman should argue with me. If I'm the head, why are you arguing? Why is it what I say go?
Is she arguing or is she stating her opinion?
But is he arguing? Is he saying his opinion? And it just seems like he's arguing because he's a little bit more masculine. It's the way his tone is going to be off top. We're going to feel like it's an argument, but he's really speaking his opinion. So it can go back and forth because a man might feel like, I don't feel like my woman should argue with me. I'm the man. What I say, go. But then you got us as women, like, why is the man arguing with us? We are women. He shouldn't argue with me, but he feels the same way too. And the same way we say, we're not, baby, I'm not arguing. I'm just telling how I feel. He might not be arguing, but he's a man. So his tone going to come off as a little bit more thicker. His demeanor going to be a little bit more meaner because now he's arguing. He don't have that feminine energy right now to give us and be all touchy feely with us and baby, because we don't put him in his zone as a man. Now he defensive too. When a man, we want a man to be defensive, but then he want us to baby him, and that's not how they set up to be. If you want him to be hardcore, then when he argue with you, he can't be all touchy and lovey with you right now. He
shouldn't be arguing.
But why can't he have his? But it's not necessarily mean that he's arguing just because he's expressing himself, how he feels. Just like as a woman, we say we not arguing and we expressing ourselves. Why does a man not have? Why can't a man express himself? And when he expresses himself, he's arguing with a woman. But when we express ourselves, we're not arguing. When we argue, we're not arguing. We're expressing ourselves. He can be doing the same thing, just like we feel like men should argue with us. Men feel like women should argue with them. What they say needs to go if they the head.
Okay. So, listen to this. I seen this on Facebook. The reason I said that because I seen a post on Facebook, and this goes back to what I said. And just tell me what you think.
Hey, Anthony. A man shouldn't argue with the woman. That's true, Diamond. But a woman should argue with a man either.
A masculine platform with our women all the time. We tend to operate on a female platform. Women are becoming more masculinized, but when a woman gets angry, rather than you try to understand your queen non-emotionally, You can't have both people in a relationship with a low emotional IQ. If you and your wife both have a low emotional IQ, y'all gonna argue over everything because nobody says, I am not going to emote over this. I'm not going to deal with this with feelings. I'm going to use reason and intelligence. That's what the man is supposed to do. But guess what we do? Raised by single mothers, many of us, we reflect right back to them that emotional trauma that they throwing on us. So in essence, you have two females arguing, although one is in a man's body. Black men have to
Exactly.
start being masculine and less feminine. All this cattiness, this back and forth between black men and black women on the internet, that is feminine and feminine. Masculinity would operate like that. Masculinity wants to understand where the woman is coming from. Masculinity wants to then intervene, study himself, evaluate his behavior. But arguing back and forth with women as a man, that's anti-masculine behavior. What we really need is some testosterone shots.
But that's his opinion, though.
That's his opinion, but
Because I don't feel
You don't see
but
it.
that means no, because I don't feel like we make it safe enough for a man to express himself. 1 minute we're hollering about black man's health, and another minute we're telling him don't argue with us. Basically, you keep arguing with us. That's now you feminine. So now we're not making it. So once you tell a man that once you have made it unsafe for a man to share something with you, he's not going to share nothing with you.
well, I
You
think
have
that's the
shut
same.
him-
That's go, but
you
that
have
goes
shut him
both
down.
ways.
Yeah, but we still give in. We say, oh, you can best believe you ain't got to never worry about me telling you this and telling you that no more. And a whole 3 days later, we telling them that.
See, you so team man. So you don't think. So you don't think men. So you don't think
I'm not
men do the
team.
same thing.
Yeah, I'm not team man. I'm just saying that we as women, we are so damn privileged. We act so entitled that we don't even give a man a voice. And the only reason why
That's the
I became,
thing. We
but
can't
the
give
only
a
reason-
man a voice.
but
But
the
he's a
on-
man. He already
we
has
don't
a voice.
allow him to have a voice in a relationship. Once a man starts speaking in a relationship, what he say? We call him feminine. We say he bitching. We say he complaining when he's just speaking his mind the same we do. And the
Well, some
only, but
women
the
just
only
like
reason,
feminine men.
but the only reason why I'm not gonna say that. I say the only reason why I'm at the level now to where I understand man a little bit more is because my boys are boys to men now. So me and my sons, we have talks as grown men, and they make me see things on a different level than what I ever seen it on, because it helps me understand my relationship too. Because as a woman, we can feel too entitled sometimes, and I can say this and I can say that, and I catch myself when my boyfriend say something, and I'm like, babe, you bitching. What? Oh, you complaining, and then we wonder why our man is shut down, or you wonder why every time we look up, we say, what's wrong with you? Oh, nothing, I'm fine. And you know that it's something wrong with them. You know that they are tensed up. You have to make it a safe haven for your man. And just as well as we want to sit down and want them to listen to us, and we say we not fussing, we complaining. I mean, we not fussing or complaining. We just trying to speak our mind. We have to give them that same space and grace too, because we quick to shut men off and tell them that they bitch and complain and acting like a woman. When in reality, they got a heart, they got emotions, and they got feelings. They deserve to be heard too. That's just how I feel.
Well, there you have it. Erica spoke the gospel, and I guess I'm hallelujah with her. I love men, especially my man, but I guess
I love my man too. We have a great communication level, and it wasn't never like that. But
and
we
that's
do.
that is the key in a relationship: communication. You should be able to voice your opinion and talk to me. I should be able to voice my opinion and talk to you, and no hard feelings. Because just because
some men feel like that's soft though. Man, you sitting and talking to your girl, telling about some how you can make the relationship better, or what.
But
baby,
I think
what
you're
can I do
supposed to sit down and talk, baby. We having such a hard time in our relationship right now. What can I do to make it better?
But
What
see,
can
some
you
men
do to
feel
make
like
it better?
women is the one that see. Every time women the one that be like, "Babe, we need to talk." Women is the one that do this and do that. Some
Because a
men,
lot of men don't say, "Well, baby, we need to talk."
because
I
we
wanna make
don't
our
make it safe
relationship
for them,
better.
we tell them that they bitching.
No, you saying that a lot of men they gonna come to you and say, "Baby, we need to talk and
Because
make our
you as a
relationship
woman
better."
is not making.
They go out and make it better with Susie Q.
But you gotta. But that's true.
No,
But-
and you don't be that type of woman, and you say my man cheated because I did this. That ain't no fucking reason.
Sometimes
Ain't no
your
such
man
thing.
can cheat because of the lack of you. And
Nah,
sometimes
he
a
cheated
woman
because
can
that's what
cheat
he
because of
wanted
the
to
lack of
do.
them.
People cheat because that's what they want to do. It's in them.
Sometimes you left them no option.
No, you got an option. The option is to leave.
Sometimes they don't
See,
want to.
and
They
that's
want to
why-
be greedy.
And you know what? And a woman, as long as a woman see, well, I'm the reason he cheated. He cheated. No, he cheated because of some shit he wanted to do. Because if you weren't happy, you didn't like the
But
situation.
sometimes a
just
man
leave.
cheats because here's the deal. We as women sometimes we don't communicate. We feel like we're the only one that is
So
the,
you think-
is the key.
Then
is
leave.
the-
Then
is
just-
the key.
if you can't fix your relationship, you can't mend things, then leave.
It's not. Some
Don't
people
have-
don't
don't
leave.
leave-
Some
don't
people
stay
working
with
at a
me and
job
cheat
now that
on
they
me.
hate, and they on their 5th year of their anniversary. Some people just don't. It's not
So
easy for you to
saying
leave.
it's okay to I act up today. I'm not doing things, or I'm not keeping my hair
I
up.
don't feel
I'm
like
not
it's
doing
one
this.
day. I feel like it's a consistent thing.
So if I did this a whole week, so it's okay for you
no,
to cheat on
I'm
me.
saying if your man came to you and said, "Quana,
Okay,
I
let me
don't-
ask you this: have you ever been cheated on?
yeah,"
You feel like it was your fault?
I feel like one time it was my fault. The other times, no.
So how is it your fault that he cheated?
Because when he came to me about something, I feel like, nigga, I'm the woman. Like, whatever. You ain't gonna never get nothing like this. You can go out if you want to and see what it is. I dismissed how he felt because I felt like I was the prize because I was the woman. I felt like instead of communicating and
still
telling
couldn't.
him, yeah, that's
But
fine.
he
But
still
I still took my
I don't want
accountability
this.
in it because I feel like instead of me communicating and doing this, I had that pride. I'm the woman. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna give you no juice box. I'm not gonna do nothing, and you gonna come to me and you gonna.
So that made it right for him to cheat. Why
It
not?
didn't
Why
make
he
him
just
right for
leave?
him to cheat, but I understood his reasoning
Now,
because
that's different.
I
Understanding.
can understand your reason, but that don't make it right.
it might not be right, but I understood your reasoning, and I did take my accountability in your reason because if the shoe was on the other foot, and I came to you on multiple times and telling you something, and you was dismissive. And then you felt like you was the prize and start neglecting
Women
your
will just leave now.
neglecting your stuff. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
women gonna.
But
we
you
gonna
got
live-
some women
you
that
got
do
some
cheat.
women that does cheat.
You
but then
got some women that
women,
cheat.
If I can't make it work with you, you can't do this. I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah, but you got
Versus
some
sitting
women
there-
don't leave. Some women have abandonment issues. It go back down to where did they daddy leave them? Why do they feel like they was abandoned? Did they have friends? Was they neglected? Did they
So
mama
let
leave
me
them?
ask you this:
just
if a man
reason.
cheat once, do you think it's possible for him to cheat again?
Mm.
Do you think once to cheat, always a cheat?
No.
So you think a person can cheat once and don't cheat anymore?
Yes. Or cheat one, cheat a few times. I
You
think
say
you cheat.
cheat what?
I think you can cheat a few times, and then I think it takes like some people can learn off their mistakes one time. Some people can, but I feel like it takes a few times for them to bump their head before they actually, kind of
I feel like
understand. That's
you
just me
feel like-
personally.
I always feel like they cheat a couple of times and then they
Some
realize
people,
that they
some people, it takes a few times for them to bump their head. Some
My
people, it can
thing
bump their head
is
one
whatever
time.
I feel like we all are cheaters. I feel like
Oh
it can,
no,
I'm saying not
not
like
we all not.
not like that.
Honey,
I
honestly,
feel
we all
like we
not.
all have the capabilities of
I
being
feel like we
a
all cheat in
cheater.
a way because if you look at another man while with a man, even if you glazing him, your man might think everybody got different aspects of cheating. Like me, you can't
That's
look at
what I'm
another
saying. I
person
feel like
and look at them like, oh, he cute.
it's all in us.
That's cheating to me.
Because you said somebody cute, that is not cheating.
Yes, it is. You looked at me and said
You
I was
think-
cute.
you
Now we
still-
got together.
You
Now we've been together.
still-
Ever
just
since.
because
So now
you
you're
said
looking at
somebody's
everybody else.
cute, you still have eyes. Honey, me and my man can
Some
be
women
walking.
do cheat back. And
Yeah,
then
'cause
but
me and my
here's the-
man-
I feel like we just like we all have inside of us, we can all be bad and we choose to not be
Yeah,
bad. I
all
feel
of
like
it.
all of us inside, we all can have the option to cheat. When someone makes us mad or don't do what we supposed to, we can choose if we're gonna still deal with that person or we're gonna go out and be selfish and get somebody else. That's
So
what I
why is
mean
that
when we
being?
all
Wait a
have.
minute. You said
we all-
selfish. If a man cheat on you, how is it selfish because you go get somebody else? It's selfish of him to cheat on you
Because
and then
if you
think
didn't
you're
want him
supposed
to cheat
stay.
on him, you don't have to stay. So both of y'all being selfish because you don't like the fact that he cheated on you, but you decide to stay with him just because what he did is wrong does not make you right for cheating on him back. And just
So you
because
think
you
because he
decide to,
cheated on you and you love him, you should just stay then.
if you
Stay.
choose to stay, some people choose to stay and work it out.
So you think
That's what
I
I'm saying.
think
Some people
whatever
cheat,
you want to do
and that's when
is
some
right
people
for you.
cheat multiple times. Like sometimes they take.
So a person can cheat on you multiple times and you stay with them and you think they won't cheat again? If you cheat on, if you
I'm
one
not saying with the
one
same woman,
time
you might cheat with
shame,
different women.
one
different
time
women.
shame on you. I stay with you. Okay, one time I give you that. But if you cheat on me again, nigga, that's a pattern.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Excuse me, man, that's a pattern.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what you feel.
So
The
you
next
think-
woman might not feel like that. I'm
So
not
if
saying
you
that.
cheat more than once, it's not a pattern.
Yeah, that's a pattern. That's a habit.
Addiction.
So that's a habit, which a habit is a pattern. Yeah.
So you think a woman?
But you got some women that feel like he said that he wasn't going to do it again.
I don't think a lot of women, they don't stay because they feel like he ain't gonna cheat or he won't do it again. I think a lot of women stay because they competing now. Bitch, you ain't gonna get my man. I'm fighting for him now. Why should you have to fight for something that's yours? And why would you allow a man to cheat?
I
on
think
you?
women stay for different reasons.
Because some women stay because why go get jump in another relationship when I might get cheated on again? Or I feel like that's a lot. Some people just stay because they feel like you're gonna get cheated on. You're gonna get cheated on.
Every man don't cheat.
I feel like everybody cheat.
Oh, no.
I feel like you can't.
You really think everybody?
I feel like you cannot be with nobody for 20 years and tell me you ain't not physically cheat. You can look at somebody and fantasize. I feel like that's cheating. You can have conversations with them.
Everybody cheat.
No.
Cheating.
Okay,
Like I feel like
so that's why I'm saying
I do.
It depends
I feel
on.
like everybody cheats. I feel like if you've been together for 20 plus years for something, I feel like you cheat. I feel like ain't nobody out here that loyal to stay with somebody for 20 plus years.
Oh, baby, you are wrong because I've been with a man.
But it's like my child ain't never seen me cheated. I have never cheated. My child has never
Right,
seen me
I've
be the
been
reason
with a man
why.
for umpteen years.
But my child has never seen me be the reason why I've broken up with someone. My child's always seen me being cheated on. So that's why I said to each his own. Because
okay, well, let me ask you this: you raising boys, you raising boys,
and a different child,
and okay, you raising boys in Brooklyn,
yeah.
So your boys, you say your boys always seen you be cheated on, not you did the cheat. So is it okay for your boys to watch a man cheat on you and you stay with him? What are you teaching your boys? What are you teaching?
Here's the deal, though.
Don't be no hypocrite.
No, I'm not being a hypocrite. Here's the deal. My kids found out after. I never allowed my kids to know what I was going through in a relationship. Once after, and when I say after, I mean it was like, Mama, why you not such and such? Oh, we broke up. And it wasn't until they got older to why, Mama, why you did such and such with this person? Oh, because that was cheating. You know what I'm saying? I never allowed my kids to understand, to be a part in my relationship like that. I've always tried to teach them like basically better than what I put myself through. But my kids never seen me go through a certain to where they know, oh, he cheated on me. I never let that be known. Now I don't argue in front of my kids. We don't argue about some bull crap. I don't argue in front of them. But let my boys know it be cheating. No. I think the fact that I was raising boys and by myself, I put myself in a mind frame as to, I gotta make them tough. I gotta make them a man. So when they got in relationship, I was like, you too young to settle. Like, why you in one relationship? Like,
but see, when you tell your boy,
I was wrong for that,
right,
and I told them that I was wrong for that. But because that was what society had me thinking, the vision of a man was, to where, why are you trying to settle down at 16 and 14 years old? So when you become 26 and you come to a grown woman, you was not able to even get that out your system. Now when it's time for you to man up, you want to come with these childish ass games because you wasn't able to experience certain stuff because you always wanted to be tied down. Don't no woman want to deal with no man that wasn't able to experience certain stuff. When it's time for you to be a man and settle down, you want to go play these games because you was always
that's just like a man that was locked up. They got locked, right? Exactly. Like, some men that was locked up, let's say 16, all the way till they was 30, and then they get out and get in a relationship.
I'm gonna tell you this: how I raised my boys was basically how I dealt with some man in my relationships and what I seen. I was not a man and I didn't know nothing about no man because I didn't have no brothers. And so I had homeboys, and then the past relationships dealing with a man like, okay, he had mommy issues, or he didn't
Were
do
you
this and
raised
do
with your
that.
dad in the household?
So yeah, but
Then you knew. You
no,
watch how your
No.
dad treat your mom. That wasn't did that not
dude, we gotta get somebody to give us some wine, because
when you watch.
just because you're in a 2-parent household doesn't mean everything was flowers and lollipops. And I think a lot of people feel like because they were raised up in a 2-parent house, oh, she had her mama and daddy, so she's supposed to have that love, and she's supposed to have been through this, and of course she was this and this and this. You start putting a label on them, but that doesn't mean nothing, because guess what? My dad was basically right. He knew his father, and his father was involved, but his father wasn't married to his mother, so he was basically raised in a single mother house. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta go. So it was certain things that he didn't know or he didn't see. And my mom, she was with my father, so I didn't see my father give my mama certain luxury gifts or love her certain type of way. But as I'm older, the way that I seen my daddy love my mom is not the way that I want a man to love me.
So you think luxury gifts is love?
No, what I'm saying is I didn't see my dad do a certain level of stuff that you could tell somebody is like
That they love you.
I'm gonna say the picture of 2 parents in a household. Okay. Oh, your dad always gave your mom gifts, and your mom stayed at home, and my mom worked graveyard. You know what I'm saying? Or your mom and your mom does this and your dad does that for your mom, and because it's 2-parent household, people assume that the dad takes care of the mom and the mom's doing this, and y'all got this old Bill Cosby type of relationship and this, that, and the third. No, the love that I seen my father is not the love that I desire for a man to give. The love that I seen my father give my mom is not the love that I desire for a man
that
to
made
give me.
you know that
My
you
dad
wanted
didn't
something
abuse
different.
my mom, but he did not. The love that he shown that I
It's
was
not-
taught,
that's
that's
not
not
what you
what I
want.
want.
Okay.
So I feel like people conflicted with, oh, she was raised in a 2-parent household. They was Bill Cosby. That household was perfect. That doesn't mean that. That doesn't necessarily mean that.
Okay. So hey y'all, we went over our time, but hey, that's how it gets sometimes.
I can relate so much to that. Could have been just as toxic. That's true. I respect all your honesties. That's a good point. Thank you, Diamond, for chatting with us.
Yes, to everyone that chatted with us tonight, we thank y'all. We hope y'all come back next
Miss
week.
Brown, thank you.
We want to see y'all next week, and I think this is our time. And we really did enjoy you guys. Thank y'all for tuning into another episode of Black Table Talk with your girl LaQuinta
and your girl Rika. And if you love us, shoot us some stars, shoot us some shares,
share
some
our
love, some
podcast,
likes.
share.
I mean, just show us you love us, because it's not easy to get on this internet just telling your vulnerability, expressing your opinions without people attacking you. It's not as easy as it look. Like, it's
and
not
if you
easy.
have a topic that you want us to reach and talk about, just like I say, send me an inbox, send Erica an inbox, or send Sloan an inbox. And
if there's a man that does not mind coming on this show being vulnerable, because me and Quana have our differences as when it comes to that, if you could just let us know how it feels when a man is getting shut off when it comes to expressing himself, or is he supposed to just stay strong? Like, we would love to have a man as a special guest, as a host, to kind of, come in with the 1-2 and let us know. Not always have to be talking about cheating and all that stuff.
Because everything ain't about cheating.
Yeah, tell us about your mental health and how men don't be heard by women.
And you said heard, like I'm not. Well, I got a problem with listening. I guess I got to start listening a little more and talking a little less.
Y'all got to be boundary strong, like the paper towel, all 24/7.
And you know what? That's the thing that I'm learning now. I don't have to be as strong as I've always had to be.
So why does a man always
be
be strong?
He a man, because he's the man. I don't want no weak man. I want a strong man.
Him sharing his emotions sometimes.
He can share his emotions.
Because guess what? He got one heart.
He can share his emotions.
He got one brain. God gave him to feel sympathy.
Eric is not gonna let us get off of here. Thank you, cuz you said great show. Y'all keep them coming and stay blessed. Thank you. You stay
Thank
blessed.
you.
And we love y'all.
Blessings and prosperity
Yes,
and great
'cause-
health to everyone.
Because y'all know we can keep going, but we'll see y'all next week with another great topic.
You know, we the yin and the yang, but we come
Yin and yang.
together so peacefully and gracefully.
And y'all, we got something before we get off. I just want to talk about our new team members. We have Joyce Tip. Hey,
What's up, girl?
Hey,
What's
Joyce.
up?
She is going to be our assistant to our director, Sloan. She's going to be like Sloan when Sloan is not here. And we have a new host, Diamond Arnold.
What it do,
And
Diamond?
Erica already gave her episode name, but I don't know what you call it. Bougie.
Oh,
Table
it's Diamond is coming with the bougie table
She
talk.
coming with the bougie table talk. She gonna talk
with
to
the
y'all
bougie
and-
table talk. She's gonna be talking to y'all about trauma and wellness and healing
Hey,
and
Brittany.
politics and just overcoming and just dealing with your being secure on your insecurity. She's gonna do all that bougie talk.
So
And
hey,
Diamond
Arnold.
at the dark time, me and Quana, we bring them out. We gonna talk about everything from the bougie
and
to the
baby, because we
ratchet,
gonna talk about
to
it.
the dusty, to the
Not
musty.
the dust and the
to
musty,
the-
dusty and the musty. See, and on that note, we got to go because she said the dusty and the musty.
We're gonna talk about it all.
We're gonna talk about it all. So thank y'all.
See y'all later.
And remember, it's not what's on you, it's what's in you. So let's always try to have positive and great things in you. Until next time, we'll see y'all next week. Thank you.
Peace.